All right, I have a big news report today. Lots to go over. It's getting absolutely crazy. You won't believe what happened in the Donald Trump versus Letitia James New York City case today. Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, absolutely humiliates Letitia James and Judge Arthur Engoron. Biden is proven through court documents to be behind the persecution of Donald Trump and the raid on his Mar-a-Lago mansion in Florida, despite saying he knew absolutely nothing. The Department of Justice is busted for colluding with the White House to get Donald Trump. And Democrats are now trying to remove Donald Trump's Secret Service so that he can be attacked. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's news update. Over the weekend, the House passed the highly controversial $95 billion foreign aid spending package put forward by Speaker Mike Johnson. However, we know it was actually the Democrat plan. While most Republicans did support money for Israel, the vast majority were against spending money on Ukraine. However, instead of separating the bills, which would be total common sense, the Democrats got him to put everything together in a package deal. And what do you know? They passed it. $61 billion for Ukraine, $26 billion for Israel, and $8 billion for Taiwan. Now, in response to critics, House Speaker Mike Johnson stated, "It's not the perfect legislation. It's not the legislation that would be written if Republicans were in charge of both the House, the Senate, and the White House. But this is the best possible product we can get under these circumstances to take care of these really important obligations." Now, while some may disagree with Johnson's assessment, many Republicans did vote with him. And the bill is on its way to the Senate and then will make its way to President Biden's desk. Biden has already assured Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine that this is not the last of U.S. taxpayer money that he can expect, and that America will go down with Ukraine. We will stand with you till the very end. Don't you wish that they would stand with America and our border till the very end? That will never happen. All right, now, during an interview with Fox News, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham seemed very pleased with how things turned out. Not only did he thank Donald Trump, but also argued that we need to aid Ukraine. He stated, "If you pull the plug on Ukraine because you don't have enough capability, there goes Taiwan." Now, to be fair, if we did cut off funding to Ukraine, I doubt China would suddenly say, "Oh, let's go attack Taiwan." They're either going to attack Taiwan or they're not. But I'd like to hear from you in the chat. Does losing Ukraine mean that China's automatically going to go and attack Taiwan? I really don't think so. But also, Ukraine and Taiwan are not NATO nations, and yet we continue to pretend like they are. And Taiwan is one of the few countries in the entire world that lives within a budget, meaning that they have enough money to buy their own weapons, and yet we continue to give them taxpayer-funded money and weapons in order to prepare to defend themselves against China. Now, unfortunately, this package didn't include any funding for our own border, but Democrat Representative Jerry Connolly is claiming that it did. While speaking on the House floor, he stated, "Some say, well, we have to deal with our border first. The Ukrainian-Russian border is our border." Did you hear what this man just said? He said, we don't have to fund the American border because Ukraine's border with Russia is America's border. Now, tell me in the comments, am I crazy? Or is Ukraine's border and America's border is America's border? This is crazy. They keep pretending like we're Ukraine. We're not Ukraine. America's borders are only America's borders and nowhere else. Now, the clash between Congress is over. Democrat Representative Ro Khanna has declared that he will not let House Speaker Mike Johnson be ousted by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Ro Khanna stated, "We came into Congress together and we always cared about civility. I disagree with Speaker Johnson on many issues and have been very critical of him, but he did the right thing here, and he deserves to keep his job until the end of this term. While Congress may be against Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'd like to hear from you. Who do you think is right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, who seems to be more in line with conservative values than most Republicans, or Democrat Ro Khanna?" I mean, Ro Khanna is literally saying Speaker Mike Johnson is a good guy and we're going to keep him in his position because he did what we want. He furthered the Democrat agenda. Maybe they were actually waving Ukrainian flags for Mike Johnson and not for Ukraine. I don't know. These people are just really, really out of touch, in my opinion. All right, now, as Donald Trump is stuck sitting in court all day long, Hillary Clinton is out campaigning on the road on behalf of Joe Biden. Now, during an interview with the podcast Defending Democracy, Hillary Clinton argued that Donald Trump wants to be Vladimir Putin. Here's what she had to say. "Putin does what he, Trump, would like to do. Kills his opposition, imprisons his opposition, drive, journalists and others into exile, rule without any checks or balance. That's what Trump really wants." Now, am I crazy, or is she projecting onto Trump exactly what they themselves are doing? Right? Like, let me know in the chat. This is crazy, right? Do you think this is crazy that Hillary Clinton is saying that Donald Trump will do this? I mean, they're attacking him. The Democrats are trying to break up his business. They're trying to break up his marriage. They're trying to break up his family. They, the Democrats, are trying to jail their opposition for not a few years or until after the election, but 700 years. And they, the Democrats, are trying to get him killed. So whatever they say Trump is doing, they are the ones that are doing it. It's crazy, right? Now, remember last week I told you how Democrat members of the January 6th committee are worried. I mean, like terrified that a second Donald Trump term would mean that they might be put in jail for the sham show trial that they held for many, many months. Well, now Representative Benny Thompson, the head of the J6 committee, is trying to pass a new law in Congress to strip Donald Trump of his Secret Service protection. So get rid of his Secret Service protection. I mean, they're already not giving it to RFK Jr., but now they're saying we want to strip Donald Trump of his Secret Service protection. Now, listen to this. This is kind of laughable. Benny Thompson said, "It's regrettable that it has come to this, but we don't know how Secret Service would work in the prison system, so we need to remove it from Trump." Now, when he says that this is regrettable, do you believe him? I mean, this guy is a total liar. He doesn't regret anything. He wants Donald Trump stripped of Secret Service. He wants him vulnerable. He wants Trump's enemies to be able to get access to him. Such a liar. If you think he's a liar, please type an L or liar in the chat. And if I'm wrong, I want you to type out, "Stephen Gardner, you are wrong." I would love to hear from you guys. So the Democrats are assuming that Trump is guilty. They are assuming he will be jailed for life. They are assuming he won't need protection within the walls of a prison. Oh, we regret that we would have to strip you of this, that every single president has had Secret Service. We would have to strip you of that. We regret it so much. Give me a break. These guys aren't losing any sleep over the way they're trashing Trump, trying to ruin his business, ruin his life, ruin his marriage, ruin his family. They don't care. They're liars. They are phonies. Man, one of the worst things you can be in life is a phony. All right, now here's some good news and some big, big news. And I would love if you guys would give this video a like and please share it with family and friends. Did you hear that Judge Eileen Cannon on the Florida secret documents trial against Trump with the raid on Mar-a-Lago and Jack Smith, that the judge released a trove of previously redacted documents that are no longer redacted? The court documents prove beyond a shadow of doubt that Biden and the White House were cooking up these charges with the Department of Justice. It shows how the National Archives was used as a straw man to draw attention away from the White House, away from Biden, away from the FBI, and away from the Department of Justice, so that you would say in your mind, oh, he didn't return that stuff to the National Archive. They became the straw man. It also shows that the FBI was secretly colluding with the Department of Justice and using secret code names for the operation to storm Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence the next time he was out of the town. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And you know who broke all of this? Julie Kelly. Remember the blonde lady that was brilliant? She came on my show. She walked us through all of the different Trump trials. She is the one that dug in. And after Judge Eileen released these unredacted things, she dug through it and then started dropping bombshell after bombshell after bombshell, showing all of the collusion between Joe Biden instructing the Department of Justice colluding with the FBI in order to get Donald Trump. It's crazy. You guys can go online and look that up. They have the unredacted. I'm sorry, I don't know how to show that here, but you can go on and look it up. All right, now it gets crazier. Up in New York City, Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, brought the heat on Judge Engoron and AG Letitia James. The court tried to say that Donald Trump's bond could lose money between now and when his case might wrap up. The bond sits in cash that cannot go down in value. The only way cash goes down in value is the government printing money and forcing inflation and the loss of the US dollar's value. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't make a $1 bill a 95-cent bill, right? So these cannot lose money. These can't lose money. And so, but they were trying to say, oh, the bond company for Trump is no good. They don't really have the money. Oh, wait, you do have the money, but now we're worried that the money might lose value. Where do you have it parked? It's in a money market account in cash. Okay, no. This is bad news. We've got to. This bond doesn't count, right? Literally, it's sitting in cash. It's sitting in cash, and so Letitia James and Judge Arthur Engoron literally don't have a clue how money works. So now this idiot judge has approved the $175 million cash bond, and lawyer Alina Habba is saying this is going to be one of the major sticking points that will hurt Letitia James when Donald Trump wins his appeal at the appellate court. I mean, it's these little mistakes that overturn a case, like trying to get $454 million out of somebody who had no victim. And then an appeals court saying, wait a minute, this is a victimless crime, but we need to go through the motion, and we're willing to accept 175 million. That 175 million is fake. It's no good. And now they're saying, okay, the money is good, but it might lose value in the stock market. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. All right, now, you guys, our tax money that they steal from us is literally funding these bogus, stupid lawsuits where people don't understand business, they don't understand money, the future value of money, they don't understand real estate, loans, real estate valuation. All they know is we want Donald Trump's head on a stick. I mean, these are the same idiots that said Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. So they said, oh, Trump came up with a valuation, and the bank said, oh, no, actually, we used a third party. But then the judge came up with a valuation and didn't use a third party. Like, the hypocrisy is absolutely out of control in New York City. Okay, what do you guys think of this? Let me know in the chats. Is this channel being shadow banned? It is. I put out an incredible interview today, and you can see it right in the analytics that they didn't show it to over 70% of the people that normally see my videos. It's right there in the analytics. Meanwhile, the video went viral over on Rumble. So yeah, it's definitely being shadow banned and suppressed on a minor level, right? I mean, you guys are seeing this right here, so I don't want to sound like I'm boohoo crying or anything, but I can see it in my analytics, right? The videos go out, and then it goes out to all the people that watch me and aren't subscribed, which is about 60%. Then it goes out to people like you that are subscribed, which is about 40%. So if they only send my video to the 40%, right away, I get 60% less views. And they did that just today. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, but I don't care. I just keep pushing forward with the truth. I just keep reading the articles, watching the videos, thinking through this, and then bringing you my analysis. All right, let's keep going. So much going on. Okay, now, being hypocritical is what politicians are great at. For instance, look at what Vice President Kamala Harris just posted on X. She stated, nobody should have to go to jail for smoking weed. But she herself put people in jail for smoking weed while serving as San Francisco's district attorney. She's literally put hundreds or thousands of people in jail for having marijuana, possession of marijuana, smoking marijuana. She's put more black people in jail than almost any other district attorney, and then they line up to vote her into office. You can look up her track record. But now she's saying, we need to overturn all these marijuana convictions. Nobody should ever go to jail for marijuana. That I agree with. You shouldn't go to jail for marijuana. And if you have charges on marijuana, I think you should be let out. But I'm not a district attorney, and I didn't put your butt in jail for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but she did. And now she's coming out saying, nobody should be going to jail for marijuana. Look in the mirror, for heaven's sakes. Okay, the big story today is Columbia University receiving massive backlash after students held an anti-Israel, anti-Semitic protest on campus. They set up tents, they've got signs, they've been cheering, Hamas makes us proud, kill another soldier now. They've been chanting death to the Jews from the river to the sea. They've been blocking Jewish students from getting to class, Jewish professors from getting into the building. Now, unfortunately, this wasn't the worst that they said. I'm not going to repeat everything, but in the end, over 100 protesters have been arrested for trespassing, and the White House has not condemned the anti-Semitic protest yet. It's crazy. They've said you should do your research on Palestine, but that was about the extent of it. Now, you know who was paying attention? Many billionaires who have been donating to Columbia University. Well, now they're saying no more money to Columbia University. We will give our money to somebody else. And they're saying, listen, your university is broken. It's unsafe, and it allows anti-Semitic hate on campus. Now, what's crazy is most people pushing all the hate are super liberal white students with zero connection to Palestine and Israel. The same thing happened with Black Lives Matter riots. Most of the people that got arrested or damaged buildings, lit things on fire, after they arrested them and removed their masks, guess what? They were spoiled white rich kids that had been taught to hate their money, hate their skin color, hate their country, and hate their parents. Like, literally, is this what universities have turned into? If so, I don't want my kids going to college. It's crazy. Literally, these ultra liberal universities, they're just teaching people to hate their history, hate their country, hate their parents, hate religion, hate themselves, hate their skin color. It's crazy. I don't want anyone to hate themselves for their skin color. I don't want anyone to make me hate myself for my skin color. It's just the color of skin that I was born with. It's the least interesting thing about me. Think about that. Somebody's skin color, it's the least interesting thing about them if you get to know them. And guess what? It's really hard to hate people you take time to get to know. Okay, now Iran has finally responded to Israel's counterattack. Iran's foreign minister stated the attack was not a strike and was more like toys that our children play with. The purpose of the strike has been reported to be a warning, so it makes sense that it wouldn't cause a ton of damage. However, some have criticized the weak response of Israel, and Iran is now making fun of them. I am hoping and praying that they are done now. You've dropped bombs. Can we please seek for peace? I don't believe that that will happen, but it is what I am hoping and praying will happen because I'm getting sick and tired of seeing humans dead on the internet. All right, now Ukraine's military has destroyed a Tu-22M3 long-range bomber jet of Russia for the first time. The bomber jet was reportedly actively engaged in attacking Ukraine and has been seen on fire falling from the sky. Russia claimed the crash was due to a technical error, while Ukraine has claimed that they are responsible for shooting the jet down. This may be a sign of Ukraine finally getting some control over their airspace, but only time will tell. All right, so much going on, right? Crazy. If you're just joining me now, go back, watch the first part of this. So much going on with the vote for $95 billion of our money. Democrats waving Ukrainian flags instead of American flags. No money for the border. Donald Trump has several incredible good news items in the court cases, and Biden is directly tied through court documents to the persecution of Donald Trump. So is the Department of Justice. So is the White House Legal Counsel. So is the FBI. Will anything happen? I don't know, but it's all coming out, and I'm grateful to see that because it makes people like you and me think, wait a minute, maybe I'm not crazy, right? Well, you're not crazy. You're amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving this video a like. It only takes 1 second. You give it a like and boom, YouTube shares this video and truth with other people. Hey, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video.